kind of probably moving a bit ahead on the needle, so skipping a little bit and dancing. Park jams. How did that whole thing come about? You know, what was that experience like? What difficulties did you have? I'm sure because neighbors ain't probably going to be happy that there's a whole bunch of kids blasting out music. What was that whole experience like?
So, so the park jams happened as a result of, you know, not having places to go. You know, the summertime in New York City, New York City summers are unforgettable, and you don't even really have to. You don't really have to have money to have a lot of fun, especially if you're a kid in New York City. You know, the New York City's backdrop is the playground. You know what I mean? There's just so many things to do. And, you know, honestly, if you're not from New York City and you look up and down New York City streets, you'd be like, well, where the hell are the places for kids to play? But, you know, I know you've heard the saying, necessity is the mother of invention.
Yes.
So, you know, out of, you know, a rose grew out of the crack in the concrete.
I love that.
And so no matter how desolate, no matter how barren, no matter how much the Bronx compared to other boroughs of New York City, especially in the early, mid, and late 70s, no matter how dilapidated it appeared to be, it was very much alive.
Right.
And the soul of the Bronx is what helped to, I guess, make the spirit of hip hop viral.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean? There was a car service, a cab service called OJ Car Service.
Right.
And
Yeah.
OJ Car Service was one of the main reasons how rap music traveled from borough to borough. From the Bronx, it was how dudes in Manhattan, Brooklyn, and Queens got to hear Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five before we made a record.
Oh, wow.
And DJ Breakout and DJ Baron and the Funky Four before they made a record. The Fantastic Five and Grand Wizard Theodore before they made a record. DJ Charlie Chase and the Cold Crush Brothers before they made a record. So there was a record shop in the Bronx called Rhythm Den that was owned and run by a man who owned a club uptown in the Bronx called the T Connection, and his name was Richard T. So Richard T owned Rhythm Den, the record shop, and he owned the T Connection. And so all of the aspiring new rap artists who performed at the T Connection, whenever we would perform at the T Connection, Richard T would record our parties and put it on a cassette tape. And then the cassette tapes, he would sell them out of his record shop, Rhythm Den.
Right.
So then the OJ Car Service, the cab drivers that drove for them, they'd want music, selection of music in their cars. So they would go to Rhythm Den and buy party tapes of all of the rap groups that did parties during that time. And so the very trendy thing to do during that time with OJ Car Service was to do what's called put an OJ on hold. So all of the biggest drug dealers, the biggest stick-up kids, or if you just had money and you were from the hood, you knew that, and you didn't have your own car, you knew that you could call OJ and put an OJ on hold. And putting an OJ on hold was basically having the car at your disposal for an hour. You can put it on hold for longer than an hour, but putting an OJ on hold for an hour costs $25. And so it would either wait for you while you took care of your business for an hour, or it would take you to a destination and drop you off and maybe pick you up and take you, to your final destination afterwards. But whenever they sent a car for you, it was always a luxury car, and it always had a cassette tape of one of the popular rap crew's parties.
Oh, wow.
So that's how rap music before records spread to all of the boroughs of New York City.
That's crazy. But it also just goes to show exactly the how much the support network was and exactly what kind of flavor and feeling that you get. Because you try to say that now to an Uber driver, that ain't gonna work in any way, shape, or form. Uber and Lyft have not got your back like that.
Exactly.
It's just it ain't gonna work the same. But that's insane. But I mean, but what was your first performance like at a park jam as well? Like, what were your...
So my first performance, let's see, my first performance at a park jam. I want to say my first performance at a park jam was as a member of the Funky Four, and we performed in this park called the Valley Park, and it was jam packed with people, and it felt like we were in Madison Square Garden, like there were so many people out there, and the energy, it was just completely electric, like when we said, say ho, it was like a roar. Wow. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to ask the audience to say anything, because when they respond, they're gonna scream you off the whole, off the planet. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's amazing.
And it was electric and magical because of the command that we had, the control and the command that we had over our audiences. I remember, there was a time when there's this one particular record that Flash used to play, and without fail, every single time that he played this particular song, somebody got robbed. Somebody got stuck up at our parties. And we would beg him not to play it, but the record was absolutely sick, like sick. It's the name of the song is called "Listen to Me," and it's by an artist named Baby Huey, and it's like one of the b-boy anthems, one of the early b-boy anthems. But for whatever reason, now most of the stick-up kids from back in the 70s. And early 80s, they didn't smoke weed, and they didn't sniff coke.
Wow.
They smoked angel dust.
Oh, that's worse.
And exactly. And for whatever the reason, whenever Flash would play this song, "Listen to Me," and the dust head stick-up kids heard it, it was like shining the bat signal or something, like letting them know it's okay to rob people now. And that's what happened.
Right.
Every time. And we beg them not to play it.
I mean, but it's like you said, it's like that feeling of but yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, the bat signal thing, but I kind of get that. It's like almost like even now when we hear certain songs or a certain genre of music, especially when you're that juiced up, automatically that kind of animal just kind of takes over.
Comes out of you, yeah. Like I can't listen to Tupac when I'm under the influence of any alcohol and I'm behind the wheel of a car. No, it's not safe. It's not safe.
At least you're honest. That's the truth. That's the thing. Like, once again, at least you're honest. Some people be like, no, I'm cool. I'm like riding down. La 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 la. What you doing, son? It's pop.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I completely feel you. But thanks once again.